I'm Naomi.
I'm Katie.
I'm Josette.
When we started jamming, we were just best friends that trusted each other and like respected each other musically. So we felt the freedom to be experimental. As we continued to write, the focus narrowed a bit because we realized that like certain sounds were more like useful, like more utilitarian, like people connected to it more and used certain songs as more of a vessel for themselves, and we liked that.
How do you go about establishing what kind of sound and messaging you wanted to do, especially with your first LP about you?
The messaging thing, I mean, we were doing our own like PR, and we were sending out our own releases about like the songs and stuff, and we had conversations early on like about, I wanted to basically write essays about every song and be like, So Special is like an anti-slut shaming song because of this, and like they were just really supportive of me like just trying to assert ourselves as saying like, no, all these songs like have deeper meanings that people can go into.
The whole album is just sort of like taking the personal as being innately political because of who we are as people and like how we identify, I guess.
So you've made a visual representation of the entire album. You've done videos for each song.
Wow, yeah.
We're very extra.
What's the importance to you of representing the album visually?
It was kind of something that we came up in the car in like within the car. It was like a fit of mania. We were all just on the same level. We were like, we should make a video for every song, and there will be lyrics at the bottom. Like, I don't know, we were just tripping out, and it just felt like something to actualize the album in the real world and not make it so much about like looking at us in a music video, and like making it about us. It's just living the truth of what the album title is, like making it about whoever on the street is like has their headphones in. Like when you have that kind of, I used to just like listen to albums walking like to and from college, and you just like get so lost in it, or you're like grooving to the rhythm and you're like in your own personal music video. Like that's the coolest stuff. That's when you have the most fun listening to music, and you have the most emotional experiences when you're like kind of isolated in your own world.
Are there any artists or albums that you put on to kind of keep you pushing to do the work that you do, or to keep pushing for to be vocal?
That's a great question. I feel like there's probably like, for me, I'm like more of a song, like specific songs will come up for me that I think I take huge amounts of inspiration from. I'm thinking, I love Sinead O'Connor, and she has a song called Black Boys on Mopeds, which I thought was a beautiful like political statement. I'm always looking for songs that are explicitly political but also really get to your heart in ways that, I don't know, I think that's an amazing feat for people. And then just really like anybody who is like radical self-expression, that defies like the norms of, cultural acceptance.
On that note, we are putting out our next issue, and we're entitling it Politics and Change.
Cool.
And with that, what do you see the artist's role or the music's role in instigating change?
It's so huge. Like, it's such a big question, and I feel like there's so many different manifestations of what an artist's role might be.
I feel like we don't like feel necessarily in terms of like a broad generalization that all artists have the same responsibility.
Yeah.
Like I think that, all artists, I guess if you wanted to generalize, you could just say like, if everyone could just remain vulnerable and sensitive and listen to other people, then that's like a great part of what art can do, and like the art that you should create can encourage people to do that also, just I guess by telling your own story or whatever.
The one thing that we probably would all agree on is that it would be amazing if people that were creating like images that combated in general like hate and fear and were more, love-centered, freedom-centered. That would be cool.
I throw my arms open wide in resistance. He's not my